Hello, droppers. Oh, is my headphones on? We're live. Another Sunday live stream coming up. I gotta do one thing before we get started. We gotta pay that ThropX trailer.
Hey.
There's been so much interest in the economic boom that's been happening in Jamaica, both on the investment side and also as a place to move to. Let me tell you about a conference that might help you with this stuff. ThropX is a 5-day Jamaica investment conference that takes place from November 13th to November 17th at the beautiful Travelers Beach Resort in Negril, Jamaica. This includes 2 full days of expert panel presentations on all aspects of moving to and investing in Jamaica. This includes the brightest minds in the Jamaican real estate market, certified financial advisors from the most prestigious financial groups in Jamaica, banking professionals from the most esteemed banking institutions in Jamaica, among others. If you are thinking about moving to Jamaica, this conference is the perfect opportunity to have direct access to not only individuals who have achieved your dream of moving to Jamaica, but you'll also be among like-minded conference goers who are also trying to move to Jamaica. In addition, there will be 1 full day dedicated to touring both residential and commercial real estate for sale in the greater Negril area to give you a tangible idea of the real estate landscape in Jamaica. There will be exclusive properties for sale on this tour that you will not find listed anywhere else. If you are even remotely considering moving to or investing in Jamaica, this is the conference for you. This is the best way to dip your toe in the water of figuring out whether Jamaica is the right place for you to invest and to live. For more information, please visit ThropX.com and join our mailing list. I look forward to seeing you in November.
Hey, everyone. How we are doing? Let me know how you all are doing. We are here, another Sunday live stream. Should be a good one. As you can tell from the title and thumbnail, we're going to be talking a little bit about housing development today. But as usual, please let me know where you are chiming in from, what city, what state, what country. Always like to hear that. Always like to connect people from like areas, if you will. We have a few announcements that we'll be going through as well today. We were supposed to had to skip the live stream on Thursday. We actually did a shoot at Jackie's on the Reef, which is Jackie Lewis. I think most of you know, many of you know who she is. We did a podcast with her, a year and a half or so ago, and we revisited her. Did something a little bit different, and we just did something different. It's not, I won't call it a podcast, but more so an interview sit down. And we did the same with Mr. Grizzle earlier this week as well. And both are really amazing, super, super insightful. And so anyway, that shoot went over, the Jackie's on the Reef shoot went over on Thursday, and just we couldn't make it back for the stream. But I think it was worth skipping it, to be honest, because of how much effort and everything went into it. And then also I think the final product is going to be amazing. But if you if you follow me on Instagram, you can see that we are working on a series for the channel. Well, 2 series. So we're working on a Negril restaurant series and also a Negril spa series, and essentially just highlighting I wouldn't call it the top 5 are the top best restaurants, top best spas in Negril, but like these are mine that I go to on a regular basis. So I wanted to share that with you all and share that with the community. So we're slowly putting together that content. But since you're here on the live stream, I'm going to give you that inside info, inside baseball, so to speak, on what we have going on and what's coming up. As far as ThropX goes, we're continuing to move forward. Things are going well. We're locking in speakers. So I think we're going to do just like a big blast, if you will, in terms of like letting everybody know who is going to be there, like who we have scheduled, like because we've missed a few weeks in newsletters, as I'm sure you are all aware who are on the newsletter list. So if you're not, I would highly recommend signing up for the ThropX newsletter at thropx.com. And you can keep up with all the ThropX details that we have coming up with releases, and also we are still including houses, both commercial and real estate, that is for sale. So I think I have 2 in there for this week coming up. So yeah, we have at least 2. So we'll definitely put those out on the newsletter. So again, if you're not on the newsletter, please feel free to sign up at thropx.com. And as far as like our agenda today, like I said, we are doing talking about a new housing development that has taken place here in Westmoreland in Retreat, and pretty exciting stuff for Westmoreland, for Negril, and also showing you kind of the direction that things are continuing to go in. And it's like all these things that we've been talking about the Negril community and what it needs. And in order for like the next step to happen, this has to happen, sort of thing. And so this is one of those, I feel like a big next step that needed to take place. And it's awesome to see that it's happening so soon. I do. I'm going to get to the comments in a second. Yeah, let's get to the comments, and then we'll go through some gifts that were dropped off by you subscribers out there that I really, really appreciate, and I just want to kind of go through them and then share them with you all, our community. These very, very extremely thoughtful gifts that I really appreciate, and I thought it would be nice to share with you all. But let's get to the comment section here real quick, and we'll get to that part shortly. Hi, Donna, chiming in from Ottawa. Good to see you. Hey, Jay Fitz. What's going on, Andrew? Hello, good morning, Natalie. Good to see you. MDL, good afternoon to you. Chiming in from Washington, D.C. area. Tisha, happy Sunday to you as well. Thanks for tuning in. Ash is in New Jersey. Yvonne, chiming in from California. Zoltan, what's going on? Chilling at Skylark. Awesome. Good to have you on. Ash says, when are you going to talk about industry that need development in Jamaica? If you can be more specific, Ash, let me know, just so we can possibly get into that. What's going on, Chris? Good to see you. Strong Island representing in the building. Myrna, good morning. Listening from Valley Stream, Long Island. Okay, Long Island is definitely in the house today. Welcome to you both. Donna, looking forward to the Negril restaurant series. Yeah, it should be fun. It's been fun putting it together so far. I think the what would I say? I'm excited for the restaurant series for sure, but with the spa series, and I'll repeat this in the video as it comes out, I think that's one of like the biggest things that is very underrated about Negril, is that we have amazing spas here, like world-renowned spas, like rated by Travel and Leisure and all that sort of thing. And it really is, I think Jamaica, and especially like just starting down this spa series, we have a few more to film, but just talking with the proprietors and even just with subscribers here, it just kind of reinforces this notion, this feeling of Jamaica being this very healing country and this very healing place. And I think we tend to forget about that sometimes, especially when it comes to, we're talking about real estate development, we're talking about investing in finance opportunities, we're talking about tourism and that sort of thing. And I think sometimes we forget and maybe need to be reminded that like a lot of people come here to heal. They come here to get away from whatever noise, trauma that they're dealing with. Even up until 2 days ago, very, very good friend of my family, he came in today and he was just saying the other day, and he was just telling me that he didn't get into any details, but he was going through some trauma, and he came to Jamaica to rejuvenate and to kind of help him get over whatever it was that he was dealing with. And that to me is like a very powerful aspect of Jamaica, the health and wellness aspect of it. And even though I'm calling this a spa series, it is definitely especially the places that I go to, like I wouldn't consider Jackie's a spa. It's so much more than that. And if you've been to Jackie's on the Reef, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. You know how you feel when you enter the property and when you go there. And there's just such like a high level of spirituality in that environment. And a lot of people go there for that specific reason. A lot of people go there, and a lot of these things I'm saying, these talking points I'm saying, is coming from sitting down with Jackie. That sometimes people are lost, and they need help getting back on their journey, or they need help finding out which direction their journey needs to go on and what path they need to go on. And Jackie's is very much a place that helps people realign themselves and gets them to that next step. And I think a lot of that comes from Jamaica as a whole. And it just needs to be talked about more. And I think that, like, especially in particular with the spa series and even just what we're doing on this channel, I think there are people out there who I would say like need Jamaica, and they don't know that this is here as a solution for them. And they don't maybe not even know that they need Jamaica. And that it's almost like we have, like, at least I feel like I have like a bit of a responsibility to put it out there as an option, because this is really a place that can help a lot of people, and a lot of people recognize that. I think we as Jamaicans who are living here and experiencing it and living it, sometimes we either forget or we don't know and acknowledge that. And Jackie said this, like, when I was sitting down, and she's such a very enlightening person. And she says she doesn't even, and Jackie's Black American who moved here 30 something years ago. And she said she doesn't even think Jamaicans realize that they themselves have this healing power, if you will, about them. And some do and some don't. And she was just like alluding to why people come here, and why and it's a big part of it is the people. And it's just such an interesting conversation, and she has just such an interesting take on Jamaica and the people. And like, she has like just such incredibly high appreciation for Jamaica and its spirituality and the health and wellness aspect of it. And it was just a great conversation, and I'm really excited to share that with you all. Didn't mean to go on that rant, but I'm excited for even just this, not even the full production, but the podcast aspect of it. So we're gonna get that out really soon, because that's kind of easy to put together, and she's just a star on her own. But let's continue with these comments. Jenny PC, hi Throp. It's Jenny back in Kingston, wishing I was back at Travelers. Oh, you'll be back soon enough. Retreat isn't in Negril. Nah, you're right. It's the retreat is 10 minutes, 15 minutes max. But if you understand like where Negril is going, it's going to be expanding outwards. It's these little towns, as we go further and further out, they're going to become more and more important to the component of what we know as Negril now. And we got to think and understand that Negril is not going to be, we're going to be thinking of Negril in a very, very different way in a short period of time. And you may not, like right now, yeah, you're absolutely right. It's Retreat isn't Negril, Sheffield isn't Negril, but all of these things, because of the way Negril is going to be expanding out, it will be considered Negril. Like that's what's going to happen. And so, and with this, we're going to get into it momentarily. With this development, it's a very important part of Negril, because it's going to be supporting Negril, supporting the business in Negril, and it's supporting it in the sense that the people who are going to be working in Negril, are doing business in Negril, or coming here to do business in Negril, are going to live in these outskirts of of uh of Negril. Like, so I think even like, you look at, I always bring up New York because that's just what I know. If you look at like a Long Island compared to New York City, like Long Island is still New York, but when people think of New York, they think of NYC. And so a lot of people work in Manhattan or maybe in the outer boroughs, and then they commute back and forth. And so that's kind of where I look. It's not even that far, but like that's kind of what's going to happen. This is like it's going to continue to expand outward. Rohan checking in from Miami. Thanks for chiming in. Leon says, blessings, Throp and Throppers. Second City. I'm here, but peeping in the world champion same way. 100 meters men's Soon Guan. Let me know how it goes. I've been keeping up here and there. But I have a friend who's there now watching. I wish I could have gone. That would have been amazing. Ken Roy Thomas says, peace and love, Throp and Throppers, thropping in from Florida. Good to see you, Ken Roy. Ash says, industry meaning, I was watching one of your videos where you said there are an untapped business industries apart from real estate. Sure. And I met with somebody yesterday that was kind of asking me that as well. And I was telling them it was it's a very much like a chicken and an egg situation here. And it's just like, how early is too early to get in on to get in and start a business that I believe will be supported by the community that is to come in Negril, right? And we were just kind of ideating if a movie theater were to like open up tomorrow, and we talked about this before on the channel, if a movie theater were to open up tomorrow in Negril, would it be a viable business? And I don't know the business model of a movie theater, but my thought is probably I think it's too early. That's my personal opinion because we don't have what would I say? I don't think we have like I'm looking at the Palace in Montego Bay, and they just have a much larger population there. I think they have more people that can afford to go to a movie on a regular basis. Um, and I don't necessarily think we have that population. And I'm speaking really to, I would assume that newer movies are far more expensive to put out in a sense and to have on at your movie theater. So maybe it becomes this thing where you kind of, this is just my idea, like maybe you do older movies, but it becomes very much so a community event and a community space, which I think is very, very important. But I also don't think a standalone movie theater would necessarily be it. It would there would have to be like I think multiple businesses in that area that would drive people to that area. We were talking about a bowling alley. I don't know if like we're ready for that. And they were telling me that there was a bowling alley in Kingston that ultimately had to close. And so I don't know if we have the population for that right now. But I will give an example of, say, I think I started this last Sunday, which is Jamaica Beach, and so we shot some content with them this last week as well. And like I said last week, I can't go too much into detail as to what they have coming, but they are creating something that I don't think it definitely doesn't exist in Jamaica, maybe not even in the Caribbean, as a matter of fact. And they are the owners of Jam West Adventure Park here in Westmoreland in Mango Hall, and they are doing a restaurant concept, but it will be far more than a restaurant. It's a beautiful place, nice part of the beach on the northern end of Negril, and they are creating a concept. And like that, this is when I was talking to the proprietors, they were creating something that Negril can be proud of, and they're creating something that is going to put people over the edge as to, should I go to Montego Bay, Ochi, or Negril? This concept that they're having, like it's going to be Negril. It's going to push Negril over the edge. It may be even go as far as, am I going to Colombia, Jamaica, or Florida? And that's how out of the box thinking and in terms of a product that they're bringing to the table. And so like those types of ideas and those types of concepts, I think are going to do really well. And I will also say Negril is also completely my opinion, but I believe like Negril is also at a stage where if you're going to open a business, of any kind. It could be in hospitality, it could be a service-based business, a restaurant. Like you really have to come like all in and you really have to do it well. I think, I believe, and especially where we're going, like gone are the days like you can kind of just, set up a pot and pan and just do something kind of mediocre because the competition wasn't really here. I don't think that's what Negril is anymore. At least we're in the phase of transitioning out of that, and it's becoming, and especially with not only the modern traveler, but also the person who is looking to move to and live in Negril. Uh, when we talk about like the millennials and I won't say Gen Zs, but we'll stick with millennials. Even their accommodation and amenities that they're looking for are just at a higher standard than traditionally Negril has been at. And I see many, many, many businesses are understanding that and also investing and bringing their product and services to that level. Another idea that we talked about in terms of videos, in terms of businesses that are outside hospitality and tourism and real estate, is like a supportive business, like a laundromat. Like we have basically one commercial laundromat and then one, I guess, semi-commercial. We use them, and but nothing on like a grand scale. And I had brought this example up before that there is, I forget the name of the company, but they're based in Ochi, and there are some hotels here in Negril, like larger hotels, that they outsource their laundry to this laundry facility in Ochi, which, as we know, is 3 hours away from Negril. And I'm just like, man, if somebody sets up like a proper laundry, and this would be like a huge commercial facility, doing sheets, towels, pillowcases, do like these huge iron pressing machines, these huge washing machines and dryers, do it in like a very sustainable way, as like definitely water being like the number one priority, and having a huge water harvesting system, and then also solar for sure. You want to cut that electricity bill down. Here we have one of the highest per kilowatt hour electricity charges in the entire world. So you want to make provisions for all of that. So those are kind of my off the cuff, off the top of my head, ideas at this point. But my general advice is like anything that you're going to do here in Negril at this point, it should be at the just at the highest level that you possibly can be, not only in terms of your product, but definitely, definitely, definitely customer service is so important. I mean, if you can do the basics of customer service here, you're going to be you're a far way in terms of being competitive, like, because people really appreciate that. And you'd be in like the top percentile if you were to do that, and let alone if you were to like really focusing on it and like bring it to like a luxury or top tier customer service level. Kenroy Thomas says, Throp, I think you could get a whole lot done if you enter recreational politics in your region. Me? No. I'm not doing anything political. I'm not going to do that. No way. No way. I think I feel like I get more done like in this seat than, and then also just being just standalone individual doing this thing myself and not having anybody um, tell me what to do, what to say, or anything like that. And we could talk about whatever, whoever, it doesn't matter. And there's nobody I'm beholden to. And I like that. And I like this seat that I sit in. And and I feel men in a very strong way that it's like we dictate this, and we dictate, and you all will come up with the concerns that I don't even think about, are even like how like some of you think about certain issues and perspectives that you bring to the table. Like it's enlightening to me, and it opens up my mind, and it opens up how I think about certain things and how I approach certain things. So I like that better. But I appreciate the sentiment, Kenroy, and I see what you're saying. But I don't think that's for me at all. What's going on, Shayna? Good to see you. Donna Bryce says Negril is absolutely the best place to relax and recharge. My happy place. I believe that. Leon says, Throp, I know Matthews and the new Jam West spot in the restaurant series. Are you doing only starred and noble commercial setups or local food huts as well? Local food places too. So like even the spa series, like even with that, if you saw on my Instagram, like I had Cecile on there, and Cecile is like just down the road. It's not any like like a big all-inclusive spa, like not even close. It's like a local entrepreneur, Cecile, who is fabulous, absolutely fabulous at what she does as a masseuse. She runs a very professional business. And then the quality, and I'm such a you can call me bougie. Like I'm not a bougie person, but like the one thing that I am bougie about is like the massages because just like as an athlete, as a marathoner, it's like so important to me that I get this done right, and that I am able to rejuvenate and get my muscles and my body and my mind ready to train hard again the next day and to just be able to perform at my optimal. And getting massages is such an important part about that. So like I'm not like I appreciate like very nice spas for sure. I really do, just like anybody else out there, but I'm really there for the utility. Like if you give me a really nice spa and like it's ocean view and pretty flowers, nice aromatherapy, but the massage is terrible, like I don't care. Like all of that doesn't matter. All of that song and dance, like it doesn't matter to me. Like the number one thing to me is the massage, not necessarily the ambiance of the place at all. And so Cecile delivers on that in a huge, huge way. And she's just like really, really great service. Like one of like no questions asked, like best massages ever. And like every time I send somebody there, they say the same thing, and they're very, very thankful for that recommendation. So, and she's a local business, local entrepreneur, and so same thing with the restaurant series. I have on there also, I'm not afraid to say here, but even Coletta's and also Sips and Bites. If you know Negril, like those are two local restaurants, amazing food, some of the best food that you will ever have. And so very, very happy to have them on there. So yeah, we it's both. So good question, Leon. Thank you. Phoenix says, I absolutely love Jack. He's definitely a healing oasis for me. Absolutely. Gallery Talawa, greetings to Throp and everyone. Although a bit removed from Negril, what do you think about helping to advocate for Lucy Hanover bypass to make travel to Negril much faster? No, absolutely. We talk about that all the time. That is in the making. That is something that has to happen, and I believe is happening. But we would obviously love for it to happen a lot quicker. So we'll continue to talk about it. And you never know who's watching these, and we never know who might take action. So we definitely talk about that on a regular basis. Thank you, Carly Soul, excuse me, says, love that you are amplifying the healing. Sorry about that. Hopped off the Wi-Fi for a second. Man, and I lost oh man, sorry about that. And I lost all the comments. I don't know how that happened. Um let me see if I sorry. Let me see if I could go to your comments there. Yeah, we're gonna have to move forward. I know there were a lot of comments there. They are gone. I don't know what happened. Wi-Fi must have cut them out. All right. Let me try one more thing, and if not, we will just keep it moving. Nope, sorry, they're gone. All right, we're gonna take new comments. Sorry if you made a comment and I didn't get to it earlier. I'm gonna have to yeah, gonna have to move on without that. Um, but thank you for your comment. If it's something important and you want me to comment on it or talk about it, just if you would just put it back in there, and we'll talk about it. Leon says no Lyles won. Tobago second, Hughes third. Noah backed up his words like Michael Johnson would have done. Damn, it's clear now that men's track and field dynamics have shifted from Jamaica to the U.S. Man, that's crazy. Let me know how the women do. Man, that's crazy. I saw Sakari run. She won her heat. I think that was yesterday or earlier today. I might have saw. Okay. Gilroy Thomas says Lucy bypass is already in train. The PM said the drawings are being done. I stand to be corrected. Awesome. Yeah, yeah. So that's happening. Yeah, very very important. Gonna change like when that happens. Like completely change the game here for sure. Fitz, when you are spending your money for a service, you have every right to be bougie or any other label one might want to use. Fair enough. Thank you. Carla, big up from the East Village. Awesome. Good to see you. Okay. Again, apologies for not seeing those commenting on your comments. But next thing, just want to move into some of these gifts. I just want to share with you, not boasting or anything like that, but it's just very, very kind and thoughtful of some of you guys out there that I will keep a few of them. I will keep anonymous, and a few of them I will share because they happened here on the live stream. So, got a bunch of gifts here. I'll just go through them quickly. Again, I'm not saying who gave me what. So all of this came like what I'm doing now. All of this came from one subscriber. So they gave me a Fiji ashtray, which is very thoughtful, as you know. I am half Fijian, and a bunch of Fiji water, which is very nice. Like a bunch, and then a bunch of snacks because I'm always getting hungry on these live streams and saying how I don't prepare and don't plan my lunch properly. So thank you very much for all these wonderful snacks that I will be snacking on during these streams. These will last a long time. And then these are kind of my favorite. I love everything, but these are kind of my favorite. And it's a mug that says, let's see if we can search it here. It's all about the maps. And let's see if we can get focused. There we go. It's all about the maps. And as you know, I will use any excuse to bring up the maps here. Bring up the map, right? And then also to go along with that, easily distracted by maps. I should have worn this on the live today. I will wear it on the next live for sure. So thank you for all of that. And then they got a gift for Candice, which was nice. Which Candice doesn't even know what it is, so I'm not even going to open it. And then also I think this is everything. And then also a very, very nice and thoughtful gift was a tablet for NEAT for a nonprofit organization. So you know who you are. Thank you very much. Wrote me a very, very nice, kind card, thoughtful card. Almost made me start crying. But I appreciate you to the max. You know who you are. And thank you so much. Thank you so much for those gifts. And then from another subscriber, they dropped off again a very, very nice card, very sweet and thoughtful card, and some great books, which I like reading. So this one is The Color of okay, hold on, there we go. The Color of Money, Black Banks, and the Racial Wealth Gap by Mirza Badaran. And another one is Longing to Tell by Trisha Rose. I don't know what that's about. I can't really see. And then this one is We Were 8 Years in Power, Tanisa Coates. So thank you for these books. And then they also gave me a, let me see if we can get the focus, a running guide for Buffalo, which I've ran in Buffalo before. It's actually very nice to run up there on the lake, which was cool. And and then when I was in Miami, just like so, a couple weeks before I went to Miami, Justin D on the stream. I don't think he's on here today. He donated $100 to get two of the tablets. So these are the 2 tablets. So thank you, Justin. Really, really appreciate this. And that's also going to NEAT, to my family's nonprofit organization. And then this one I could say who it's from. This was a donation to NEAT, I guess to NEAT, but it was to me. And she knows that I'm in the obviously in the creative industry, and wanted me to help out another person out here, a young person who's either in it or trying to get into it. And so she donated a camera, and this is from 876 Volunteer, and you guys know who she is. So this is a Casso, so basically a GoPro. Let's see if we get the focus there. And so this camera, I will find somebody. It's not going to focus. There we go. I will find somebody to give this to. It's like a whole kit. It's like a whole kit. It comes with like all these like different accessories to go with the camera, going underwater, setting up vlogs, whatever it is. So this was very, very nice, very thoughtful from 876 Volunteer. Really, really, really appreciate all this. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. Thank you for your gifts and for your donations. You know who you are. I really, really appreciate it. The kids are going to appreciate it as well. And so we have I think our first class is coming up late next month, September. Yeah, it was September already pretty much. And those will be given to our kids who are joining our tablet program, and it'll be donated to them once they graduate from that program. So thank you all very much for your donations and for your gifts. That being said, we can go ahead and hop into our main theme today, which is these housing developments. I see a comment here from Leon, so let's just get that in real quick before we get into this. Leon says Negril doesn't have a formal economy to support a premium theater. A rerun such classic drive-in theater though, with local fare, jerk center, cane, jelly, soup, doubles as festival space. Concept is community centric. Absolutely great idea. Great idea. And they are actually looking to build a an entertainment center, the government that is. This is not going to be privately owned, but one of the things that has been contentious here over the years, and it's gotten a lot better, I have to say, but over the throughout the history of Negril, is that it's a good thing. One of the best things about Negril is that on any given night, you can go on the beach and see a live reggae show any night. But also on the other side of that is that many of the venues are right next to hotels where people are trying to sleep. And so for the what would I say? For the week to week entertainment, the normal schedule, it's usually not a problem. But where is the problem is that when these sometimes when these venues are rented, when they have these what I would call promoted parties. Dream Weekend is a different it's not even in that category because everybody who comes to Negril during that time during Dream Weekend is here for that. So going until whatever hours of the night or the morning, I should say, is not a problem because for the most part, everybody in Negril has come here for that and is participating in those parties. But it's like the one-offs when that can become an issue. And so to address that problem, but also to what would I say, continue to cultivate our culture and our music. They are looking to build an entertainment zone and entertainment centers, a large venue to host large events and perhaps even festivals. So I think you're spot on, Leon, with how you're thinking and where how we should be considering doing something like that. So great idea, great idea. Okay, let's get into and I have like a ton of I won't say a ton. I got some extrapolations that I would say that we can make from some of these. So the first one, which is the article. All right, I'm going to share my screen here. 1 second. All right, there we go. So briefly talked about it on Sunday, last Sunday, I believe. Prime Minister breaks ground for our $907 million Sheffield Palms house. This is in Jamaican Observer. Let me go ahead and throw it in the comment along. But as usual, I will read it for you. So this was on the Jamaican Observer. It came out August 12, 2023, 7:06 p.m. And who's the author? Oh, no author, JIS. So it says St. James, Jamaica Prime Minister Andrew Holness on Friday broke ground for the $907 million Sheffield housing development in Retreat, Westmoreland, being executed under the National Housing Trust NHT Guaranteed Purchase Program. The project will provide 62-bedroom housing solutions to Jamaicans in the first phase. The first 30 units are expected to be completed by March 2024. Wow, that's really fast. While the additional 30 houses will be delivered to homeowners by September 2024. The overall development, comprising of 24 acres of land, will bring 113 housing units to the market. It will include a paved driveways and parking areas, a stormwater drainage system, portable water distribution network, and connections to sewer infrastructure, among other things. Prime Minister Andrew Holness noted that the houses are intended for civil servants and mid-management persons employed in the tourism sector. So once you are within that income bracket, you should be able to easily afford one of these units, he said. Meanwhile, Holness is encouraging more developers to partner with NHT through the GPP to provide housing solutions for Jamaicans. Under the program, which was established in November 2018, the NHT agrees to purchase for the contributors all or portions of the unit's housing developments done by real estate developers. This approach seeks to leverage efficiencies within the private sector to deliver housing units faster at a lower cost. The Guaranteed Purchase Program is a very good project, and we are encouraging more developers to come on board to take advantage of it, Holness urged. He emphasized the importance of accountability and adherence to agreements under the GPP. Sometimes developers come on board and say, yes, we can build. They sign on to the agreement and then change their mind afterwards and don't want to fulfill the agreement, and that we can't have, he pointed out. We warn that contractors will be pursued through legal means if the developers fail to fulfill the obligations. I'm saying clearly that the NHT will maintain a very strict posture in these agreements and will carry out all our contracts to court to be adjudicated if the contractors do not perform. That should be absolutely clear, Prime Minister Holness said. He said the government will protect the interests of the Jamaican people and maintain the integrity of the NHT. We protect the trust, meaning the funds that the contributors put on, so it won't be a situation where contractors can feel that because it's government, they don't have to. So, yes. So that's the development, and let me go over to this. All right, so this is I'm just going to continue this kind of along the same lines, and then we'll have a discussion. So this is on the JIS website, August 15th, as written by Nikita Sterling. 4,500 new housing solutions for Westmoreland. Approximately 4,500 new. Sorry, let me put that in the comment section there. Approximately 4,500 new housing solutions are coming on stream for Westmoreland. Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Andrew Holness has announced, speaking at the groundbreaking ceremony for the Sheffield Palms housing development in retreat in the parish on Friday, August 11th. Mr. Holness said that several key projects will be undertaken that will reshape the housing landscape in the parish and improve the living conditions of residents. Among the projects under development are Shoebury Phase 1 to provide 32 housing solutions, and the Savannah Park project with 41 housing units. Prime Minister Holness also unveiled projects that are slated to start in 2024 and 2025. We have the Shrewsbury Phase 2 with 27 housing solutions. We have Orleans, 520 housing solutions. We have Paradise with 2,453 housing solutions, and that's projected to start next year, he indicated. We have Negril Spot with 1,040 units that are under development, and we are projecting a 2025 start. And we have Fontable with about 325 units, and we are projecting a 2025 start, he added. Acknowledging the strides made under the NHT, Prime Minister Holness noted that 3,000 housing solutions have already been successfully constructed in the parish. Among these are Shrewsbury Phase 1, 2, 4, and 2 and 4, through which a total of 615 housing solutions have been delivered, while Frome and Millersfield collectively have provided 895 housing units. Additionally, the Whitehall development has added 748 housing solutions to Westmoreland's housing inventory. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Andrew Holness underscored the government's intent to broaden the scope of housing solutions across the island through the Guaranteed Purchase Program, GPP. Under the initiative established in November 2018, the NHT agrees to purchase for its contributors all or portions of units in housing developments done by real estate developers. Prime Minister Holness said the upcoming Silver Sun Estate in St. Catherine will provide 1,200 housing units, and Roseneath Park, also in St. Catherine, will introduce 140 detached 2-bedrooms. Additionally, Catherine Estates will contribute to 825 units, consisting of 367 duplex studios and 458 one-bedroom units, and 41 bedroom units will be built in Savannah Park, Westmoreland. Brompton Manor in St. Elizabeth is preparing to unveil 53 two-bedroom and one-bedroom unit, with Howard Avenue in Kingston offering 248 studio apartments. And Spot Valley in St. James, there are 240 one-bedrooms and 178 two-bedrooms. At Carlsberg Estate in Clarendon, 105 bedroom units, and in Chantilly in Westmoreland, we have 135 two-bedroom units. So you can see that the program is taking off. In total, that's about 3,226 units in all under the program, and it continues to grow, Prime Minister Holness added. So, yeah, that's a lot of housing. That's a lot of housing. And I think this is great news in many ways. I would say, like, why we've been talking about this, like the need for this, probably for at least 2 years on this live stream, I'd say. At least 2 years we've been talking about this. And now we see these announcements that it's happening like in a huge, huge way. And this is one of the things that a huge missing component of the development and the future of Negril is housing for the working class Jamaicans, and just housing in general. But like we've been specifically talking about working class Jamaicans, and like with the recent content that I've been putting out, it has been more so these luxury apartments, these luxury homes, and people saying like, what about the locals? They're not going to be able to afford this, not going to be able to afford that. What about those developments? But and we see like it's happening, and like because I've seen and like I feel like we've seen a lot of this in other parts of the country, but not here in Westmoreland, not here in Negril. And so it's great to see that we have thousands upon thousands of units. When I first heard about the Sheffield Palms, I was like, 130. I was like, man, that's small, but that's still, I think 110, sorry. That's still like 110 families or whatever it is that are gonna have a huge impact on their quality of life, the kids, the family, everything. So just really, really great news in that sense. And now we're seeing that we have 4,000 odd units coming in for Westmoreland alone. Again, big news. And now I think I've already been hearing rumors about, and I say they're rumors because I haven't confirmed them and I don't want to say any false information on here. And just so what I'm hearing in the underground, if you will, that there are developers that are already putting in plans, and we should be hearing more about them in the next few months. And this is, I would say, falling more in line with the the demographics of our community, of the Throp community, of what people are more interested in. Turnkey solutions for somebody looking to either retire here, to invest in an Airbnb, and don't necessarily want to go through the process of buying a piece of land, building a home, buying furniture, appliances, etc. Some people just don't want to go through that, and I totally understand. They just want to pay their money, get their product in, a few months, a year from now, and be able to move in or rent it out. And so those are the types of developments I've been hearing about that I can't really confirm. All right, let's get to some comments here. I see Jay says, "Hello everyone. Throp saw the new rendering for the Sunshine Village, and it looks amazing. Saw an apartment last year going for 70,000. I'm sure it will be 140,000 once renovated. I just saw one of those apartments sell for 150,000. As a matter of fact, I saw it on Facebook. I saw it maybe about 6-8 weeks ago, and so that's already happening. And Sunshine Plaza. Let's bring up the map here, right? We might as well bring up a map here, and we could, Leah. Let's go through all of this, kind of give everybody a sense of where what is happening. So let's pull up this map. So I'm gonna take your comment down. Okay, so let's start with Sunshine Plaza, and then we'll get into Sheffield. Hopefully, it's just make me nervous. Hopefully, I can find it on the map. Sometimes I put myself in this situation. But anyway, so just so everybody knows, we are here on the westernmost part of Jamaica in Negril. This is the 7 mile strip. We got 5 miles here, 2 miles here, and that's the 7 miles of white sand beach. And this is Travelers, my family's hotel, and where are we going? Sunshine, right? We're moving downtown, so we move downtown here. Then we go here. If you're driving, you'd be making a right. For us, we're going left here, continuing to go west, and Sunshine Plaza is right here. So this is Quality Traders. this is where I go shopping. Actually, that's my go-to grocery store. And oops, didn't mean to do that. And then this is Sunshine Plaza. So, story on this, and I've said this before, is that this plaza, the anchor stores in this plaza, Sunshine Village, used to be NCB, the bank, National Commercial Bank, and also Hilo Supermarket. And this was for many years the I would say the premier plaza in Negril. And just unfortunately, it just lost its appeal, and it just wasn't money wasn't really being put back into it. And I assume like that's a big reason why NCB and Hilo left. So NCB and Hilo now, if we go on the beach, so we're gonna get back to Sunshine Plaza in a second. So NCB and Hilo now have moved on the strip up the beach, and they've moved up to Boardwalk Plaza, which is here. So this is Hilo right here. Brand new supermarket. And then I think this is NCB, National Commercial Bank, right here. So they've moved up the beach, which is great, having like they're kind of like in the mix of all of it. And that's a good location. They've refurbished the plaza, and there's a bunch of restaurants there. They got a pharmacy, they got Chill Pops. If you know Chill Pops, it's a very popular influencer ice pop place that people go to. And that is at this plaza. And when it first opened, like, and are reopened, because the plaza existed and it was taken over by new management, new ownership, and like it really shifted like the movement of Negril in a big way. And it took like traffic for those anchor stores, if you will, and it moved them up the beach, and a lot more convenient for in different ways for different people. I was kind of concerned, like, is it going to be like so many people going there and it's going to slow up traffic on the boulevard? And it hasn't, not at all. At least I haven't noticed in any significant way. And if anybody experiencing anything else otherwise, please let me know. This is also where Natural Smiles is. We did a podcast with them on, I think we did release that maybe 3 weeks ago or something like that. So that's where both those stores went. And so one of my concerns, honestly, was like, man, what's going to happen to this plaza? Is it going to deteriorate? Is it going to become an eyesore of Negril, as many other businesses that have closed down or have fallen on hard times? And I went there like less than 2 weeks ago, and it is beautiful. They are doing an excellent job here, and they're doing. There's also a big part of this is what Lee, I think it was Leon, or Jay was talking. Sorry if I'm mixing up your names here. I think it was Jay. Sorry, Jay was talking about. They have apartments there, well, and really nice apartments in terms of space. There are some of them are duplexes, and the whole plaza is being refurbished by a a prominent designer, architect, I believe, and it looks really, really nice. They're not. I don't think they're anywhere close to being done, but even already as it is, it looks pretty awesome. And area you kind of go over there, just walk around and take a look. That's what I did. It was not, and it's one of, and like this is the point of me bringing up the maps. It has one of the most beautiful views of the strip of the 7 Mile. So it's right here. And if you can imagine, when you look out, when you're on the second floor of the plaza looking out, you can see the entire strip of Negril all the way. There's this Booby Cay Island is right here. You can see Booby Cay Island from there. And it's just this like uninterrupted view. I would say one of the best views of the Negril strip that you can get. And then like they're in a perfect location for that. And so this is, I would say, kind of one of the most valuable pieces of real estate from a view standpoint, I think, is there. You know, obviously, if you're, it's not on the beach or anything like that, but it has a beautiful, beautiful view. So, yeah, just wanted to bring perspective with that. Let's get over to, I don't even know how I'm gonna show this. So this is, I kind of don't even really know what it is. Like, this is where, or where it is, I should say. Moving to the development, the Sheffield Palms. So let's see if we can find it together. So this is Nampro Road, uh, downtown Negril, moving towards Sav Lamar, and this is Vistabella, Negril Estate, Vistabella again here. Now we're in Negril Hills Golf Course, which is basically Sheffield. So this is Negril Hills Golf Course here. So we're going, we're going, we're going. Continuing to go. And so I'm gonna zoom out, and I really, I'm not sure where exactly this is. We might have went too far actually. No, that's Sheffield Adventist Church. I know that. So it's somewhere in this area. It's probably not even that far because this is where Jam West is. So it's somewhere in this area that they're doing the housing, which is, like I said, you know, not even, I would say 15 minutes away from the grill. So it's fairly close, fairly close. So hope that I can't. I'm sorry. We'll get more specific as soon as I know exactly where it is, and I'll let you all. And I'll be more than happy to bring up the map. But it's somewhere there, 10, 15 minutes away from the grill. So that's where that housing development is going to be. And like it's saying, it's for tourism workers and managers, and that's what we need. You know, because like now it's mostly here in the grill, it's like mostly people who work in, a lot of people who work here, they live in like Sav Lamar and also Lucy. So this is Sav Lamar here, this is Lucy here, this is Negril here. So you're looking at probably 45 minutes from Sav Lamar to Negril, 45 minutes from Lucy to Negril. And you know, if you could cut that commute down 10 to 15 minutes with new housing, you know, you're going to attract some good talent to the area. You combine that with some nice amenities in the grill, and you have young families who, working class families who are working in the tourism industry, and they could come to Negril. It's only 10, 15 minutes away, and then also support the local economy, enjoy whatever amenities those are from a private business standpoint, and we got a thriving and growing young community. That's my dream, right? Okay, so let's where do I want to go next? All right, let me go to the comments, and then we'll go into the next thing I want to talk about. Seema the Moose says, "Are you familiar with Whitehall Phase 2? How would you describe the demographics?" No, I'm not familiar with Whitehall Phase 2. I'm not. I know a few, I mean, in terms of like, I know a few people who live there and have houses there, but I can't really speak to the demographic there. I can't, to be honest. I can't really speak to it. It's not a gated community. Whitehall. Um, yeah, I can't. Sorry, Seema. I can see if I can do some research on there, on that, and figure out what's. Excuse me, if I could answer that in a better way. Leon says this rollout remedies the working class being priced out. Thumbs up to the government. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly how I feel. And I think that is addressing the concern of many of us and many of the working class people. And that's something that we push for on this channel all the time, is like we show all these great and beautiful, sometimes luxury apartments, luxury homes. And it's also like, hey, what about the working class person? And I always bring up the example of gentrification that has taken place in like my neighborhood in Brooklyn, and the working class people being pushed out and priced out, like now we see these folks being taken into high consideration. And what just came to mind is a conversation that I had with Mr. Grizzle, and he was he was talking about and we're gonna hopefully I can release this week. But he was talking about the value and the importance of being a of owning property in Jamaica and owning property in your country. And he was making the point and using himself and his experience as an example of how owning a piece of land and owning property in your own country, it gives you this next level sense of pride and community, and one, and then also it just opens up your opportunity, and so he opens up opportunity for yourself. And so with his story, he started out as a farmer, and if you saw my interview with him like a couple of years ago, he was a farmer turned hotelier. But what he explained in our last sit down is that he was able to use the land, his farmland that he bought, to leverage it and then purchase the land for his hotel. And he said he continued to do that. He continued to do that. And he did that as a young man. And he was like, even now, he's like, our young people, it's so important for our young people to be able to do that and to have the opportunity to do that, to purchase their first home or to purchase farmland or whatever it is, and then be able to use that as collateral for access to capital to do other business ventures or to do what he did, be a hotelier or whatever it is. And so he was just like really making that point. And I like never really thought about that. And like he just in a very succinct way, he explained the importance of being a homeowner, of being a landowner. And it's just like that's one of the best ways of creating wealth for you and then also the next generation. So that's coming out shortly. Gary says the downside to all this development is that infrastructure like adequate roads, water, and power is always slow to keep up with the resulting demand. It's a good point. Good point. So that's something that we talk about on a regular basis here in the community, especially within the chamber. And we understand that, especially with the development. I don't know where we are with that. I can't speak to that, but I do know that that is a concern, and making sure that we have enough. I think we're good on power, but who knows? I think we're good on power. I would be more concerned with water. My thinking is water. We want to be very aware of that, and in terms of like 4,000 odd new units coming to the Westmoreland area, and also the water treatment plant, the tertiary treatment plant. That is a big concern. Like, can we, waste management here? Can the system handle the thousands and thousands of toilet flushes, people brushing their teeth, showers, um, and can it treat all of that wastewater? And where we are with that, I'm unsure, but I do know it's a concern, and I'm sure the powers that be understand that that's a concern. I doubt they're just sitting down and waiting for the system to get to a critical stage. So it's something that is being talked about on a regular basis, and hopefully solutions are coming sooner rather than later. Leon says Boardwalk Plaza offers secured ATM banking, especially at night. The vibe is cool. I believe a wine bar is also there. Pretty chill, picturesque plaza, well maintained. Yeah, that's something. That's something really that I don't think that can be understated, overstated. Because one, they also have a drive-through ATM, which I think is great. And yes, especially for going to the ATM at nighttime. It's a very 24 hours. It's a very well lit plaza that has 24-hour security. And you definitely feel safe going to that ATM as opposed to other ATMs. I'm not going to call out any banks or anything like that, but it's a great location. And like I said, right on the strip, as we saw. And then also in terms of the plaza that it's in, it's very close to the front, cameras, lots of lights, security 24/7. So I feel like it's a very safe and secure plaza to go to ATM. Copeland Russell is asking, is a problem in Little Bay over? No, 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 no. I will. Let's see if I can bring up an article. Um, so this, I don't mean to stir the pot here, but this came out. Somebody sent me this article. Let's see if we could share the screen. So this came out August 13th, 2023. Squatters warn of bloody civil war ahead if forceful eviction occurs as court ends legal challenges in Little Bay. So for background, let me pull myself up here. I think I need to go to the map. Okay. So for background information, Little Bay is in Westmoreland, and I'm almost certain this article explains what's happening here. So we're here in Westmoreland. This is Negril, West End. This is the easiest way to get there. Did I miss it? Wait, okay, I went too far. Okay, here's Little Bay. And so I've only been to Little Bay once. And absolutely stunning, beautiful beach. And the way this it's hard to understand, imagine, appreciate from a sky view, but like you can see the beach here. It is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And then you can kind of see like the coastline going all the way here, left and right. And it is a beautiful, beautiful part of the island that is completely untapped. And so I just want to give you the location before we get into the article. So you can kind of give you understanding and kind of build in your mind where it's located. So I'll read through the article, and if I need to bring more context to this situation, I will. The Court of Appeal has cleared the way for the eviction of several squatters and the demolition of residential and commercial buildings constructed on a contentious 850-acre seafront parcel of land in Little Bay in Brighton, Westmoreland. In a judgment handed down on July 24th, the court dismissed the squatters' application to stay of execution of the rights of possession, as well as any appeal of the judgment. Justice Marvin McDonald Bishop delivered the ruling on behalf of the three-judge panel which heard the application. The decision means that the named defendants and others who occupied the two adjoining properties by opportunity will be evicted, as was ordered by the courts 5 years ago. However, the government-run Little Bay Primary and Infant School will not be disturbed, as attorney at law Alimi Banjoko said it is not the intention of his client, property owner, American Kathleen Ugester, to disrupt the operations of the educational institution. As remaining on the table is a 20-acre gift to the government for the resettlement of the squatters, but up to last Thursday, there have been no communication from the government on the offer. Banjoko told the Sunday Gleaner that his client is determined to take possession of the properties in the next 6 months. Lease agreements are being considered for a church on the property, so that building will not be demolished, the school will not be disturbed, and the 20 acres gift offered as a gift is still on the table for resettlement. However, the government will have to put the required infrastructure such as roads, water, and electricity. It is an offer by my client. My client intends to keep, said the attorney. Essentially, the court has ended all legal challenges to my clients taking possession of the property. I must also tell you that up to 2 weeks ago, no one filed a diverse possession squatters' rights on the property. Not a single person, despite all the chatter, Banchenko said on Thursday. Law firm Daly, Thwaites and Company represented some of the squatters, including longstanding occupier Jess Beach. On July 11th, the company wrote to Banchenko apprising him of court action. The court processes included the beach's affidavit as she sought an order from the court to extend time to which to file an appeal. There was no affidavit of the urgency of the by attorney at law Roland Thwaites in support of the application for the extension of time to file, as well as an application and notice of application for court orders to extend the time in which to file appeal. Those efforts have now been thwarted by the court, just as one of 27 persons against whom eviction orders were granted. Some of the other residents are deceased, while others have moved. Bloody struggle. With at least two murders linked to the decades-long land dispute, there are fears that more blood could be shed in the repossession process. 3 days after the ruling, a letter from Gary Dwyer, who said he was acting on behalf of Jess as president of Little Bay and Brighton Citizens Association, with Django. Set of persons who are determined to shed blood. I'm not one of them, only for Jesus Christ. So, what we want is a discussion on the way forward that is here that is hell bent on man, I don't know how long I was reading for and you guys were gone, but oh my gosh, so sorry. Where were you guys? 11, 16. Man, I was gone for 2 minutes. I'm just looking at the comments here. Um, Sorry. Yeah, just kind of just completely cut out there. All right, I still got the comments here. I still don't. I didn't lose the comments. But where was I on the article? If somebody could tell me the last thing you guys might have heard on the Little Bay article I was reading. Let me see. Hellbent. Hellbent was the last word. Oh my gosh. All right, hellbent it is. Let me throw it in the comments as well. Sorry about that, guys. Hmm. All right, where was I? Where was I? All right, let's just start here. The reality is if okay, I got it. The reality is if they try to come down here with any type of force, it's going to be a Jamaican civil war because there is an element down here that is hell bent on that. Dwyer added. Pointed out that many residents have been living on the property for decades, many of whom have marked out their burial spots. This is 2023. We must be able to talk about it. He added, Dwyer said that more than 200 acres are now occupied by residents who are operating various businesses. He opined that no investor will want to purchase a property with 2,000 squatters. One of the prospective developers told the Sunday Gleaner that 8 billion US dollars project is envisioned, but more realistically, an investment between 3 billion and 5 billion US dollars will be made. The idea is to undertake an ultra luxury development, decades long battle. The dispute over the property spans more than 2 decades. Ugester's husband, John, was murdered there in 2004 after trying to reclaim the lands. Kathleen Ugester then returned to the United States with her young children and has since kept up the fight for possession from abroad. During meetings with two senior cabinet ministers in 2018, Ugester said that it was her understanding that the government was examining the possibility of purchasing 50 acres for resettlement of the squatters. Proposed acreage were reduced to 20, but no word has been heard since. The silence, he said, has not only added to her frustration, but also to that of a group of potential investors. In November 2021, she wrote to Prime Minister Andrew Holness seeking clarity on the government's position. The letter received at Jamaica House on November 26, 2021 at 10:51 a.m., according to the FedEx receipt. A special concern is whether the government is able, willing, and ready to relocate the squatters, Ugester noted in this missive. In the missive, a copy which was seen by the Sunday Gleaner. In 2018, the court granted an order of possession. However, we were approached by ministers Horace Chang and Carl Samuda the to stay the execution of the right of possession to allow your government to relocate the squatters. Since then, very little has been done beyond site surveys and related analysis. I'm hesitant to say that I'm not getting any meaningful response or engagement from the current minister, the Honorable Pernell Charles Jr., she said. Charles was then the housing minister. She reminded the prime minister that in 2014, the Supreme Court rejected claims by some of the occupants who were tenants of the property owner before the Ugesters. The court found that their claims were unsound and that they had no legitimate claim to any portion of the land. It also ordered them to leave the properties. Benjenko said that a decade ago, the property was valued at 55 million US dollars, 8.5 billion Jamaican dollars, when compared to similar properties in St. Anne and St. Thomas. The value has increased significantly since, the lawyer said. Dwyer said, however, that it was the investments by the squatters that have increased the property value. Nearly 1 million Jamaicans are said to be illegally occupied lands that unoccupied lands they do not own. So that is, I guess, the update on Little Bay. Yes, I think that brings everything full circle. Kind of gives you an idea on that and that fight, that battle that has been going on for over 10 years. And like I was showing you on the map there, it's a gorgeous property. Squatters have been there for a while, and like they said, they've already picked out their burial spots and raised families there, have businesses there, etc., etc. Yeah, I mean, obviously, don't want any bloodshed. I hope the whole thing, after the court's ruling, it's very peaceful. I hope that they are. It sounds like they've found housing/land solutions for the people who are squatting on the lands. And it's just unfortunate that it just gets, this is private property. This is a little different, but like there are a lot of government land, and then I'm thinking of specifically here in Negril, where there are a lot of squatting communities, and I'm just like, man, what are you guys gonna do? Like, this is so terrible that they are raising families on these lands, and it's been allowed to get to this point where you have families, kids who are living and squatting on these lands, and then they've been there for 10 years, 20 years, or whatever it is, and now you're thinking about moving them and displacing them. And yeah, it's not their land. I understand that they don't own it, and then yes, they shouldn't be there, but also there is like some almost like they're a little complicit in this, you know? So anyway, I think with these things, and I don't know how possible this is, like and specifically like with government land, if you're going to move a family or people off a land that they've been there for like 10 or 20 years, you have to move them into a much better situation, you know, new housing development. And it should be something I would hope that those families are proud of and like willing to do. It's like you're just giving them this ultimate deal of a lifetime type situation. And like that to me is like the only way that you can set them up. Of course, there's no way you can kick them off without having given them a place to stay. You just kind of bulldoze them and hey, you go figure it out. Like there's no way that anything like that can happen or should happen. And this Little Bay situation, and I know we've been talking about Little Bay in a very positive and appealing way, and and like in terms of a development standpoint, and like the article says, they're looking to do a $3 to $5 billion development there, and I think it's going to happen. To be honest, it's just like so much money, and when you start hearing these and thinking about these zeros, you're just like, that's crazy. It's crazy. Like they're not gonna let $3 to $5 billion go like that. And like we all gotta. I mean, it is what it is at the end of the day, and that's like the reality of the situation. And so a development like that is just gonna be like just bonkers. This is like crazy. And bringing up the map here again. If we look at, oh no, this is not what I want to do. Wrong one. Sorry. Map. Here we go. So this is Little Bay here. So Little Bay, I would say, how far is that from Negril? I would say a solid 30 minutes. Solid 30 minutes. And I say that because it's the road to get back there is not the greatest coming off of the main road. Hold on, where is it? Is this do they even have a road on this map? But anyway, it doesn't have the greatest road, so that like really slows you down to get there. Obviously, they'll fix that. Um, so you got that Little Bay over here. So I always say like, okay, that's one bookend, if you will, and then we got Negril here, and then we got another bookend. Then let's move over to Princess Hotel. Where are we? Somewhere over here. Come on, Princess Hotel. Where are we? Oh no, Grand Palladium gone too far. Somewhere over here, which is which is the largest. Oh, here it is. I went too far. So we have the largest hotel in Jamaica, and it's looking like they're going to get a casino license as well. So that's on the other bookend. And I've been saying like all these people are going to need a place to live. All these people are going to need like we talking last Sunday about the concerns about I have concerns about the commutes from Montego Bay to this hotel or Montego Bay to Negril in general. It's going to be kind of crazy, and that bypass is needed like yesterday. Are we talking about bypassing Lucy? So yeah, we got that going on. So like those are like on the two bookends of Negril, and then right in the middle is the grills, right where we are. So a lot happening on the outskirts of Negril on both ends, and then a lot happening in Negril as well. Like tons and tons going on here, and housing is one of those solutions that needs to be made a priority, and I think it is, as a matter of fact. Where are we? Let's go to the chat here. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions on any of this stuff. I'll try my best to answer them. Leon says, Throp, some squatter situations shut down a multi-sector investment on 3,000 acre parcel in Fellowship, Portland on the Rio Grande. Government hasn't lifted a finger and completely ignored Supreme Court orders. Man, that's crazy. I hope that doesn't happen here, and again, I'm not saying that we should be kicking these people off and bulldozing their homes and their businesses or anything like that and leaving them to chance, so to speak. But yeah, we don't want a situation like that. Leon says Little Bay is perfect for an extension of Country Club would do wonders for Negril's economy, a development of international high school mixed with real estate inclusive a yacht club. Yep, that would do well. That would do very, very well. But like Jamaica in general is it's like moving in this direction. Um, and I will say so recently. Let me see if I can bring up this article. So I don't know if you heard, but recently Scotiabank launched their Amex Platinum card. And that is just like again another huge indication of the direction that Jamaica is going in. And it's let's see, I'm trying to find the article. And I've said this before, I'm a big credit card points person, and this is one of the best. And let's see um, trying to read this article. I mean, we don't got to read an article on a credit card, but it's a big deal, and I think that's like a really, really big deal for Jamaica. And so this is the American Express Platinum Card International. It's obviously an international credit card, but it speaks to the. I mean, if we think about the data and the research that a company like American Express will do on a particular market to make the decision to bring a credit card product of this nature and caliber to this market, it just says a lot about the type of money that Jamaica is bringing in and how many people fall into that category to qualify for a luxury credit card of that nature. And so they are offering, and so for those of you who have platinum Amexes in America, you're probably paying $750 US dollars a year for that card. And like here and like in the international market, it's 500 US dollars, and which is a lot of money, for somebody to pay out 500 or $750. And the benefits are different with an international American Express Platinum card, but you get almost most of the benefits, especially when it comes to points, credit card points and spending solutions, access to lounges, access to the Centurion Lounge, access to um, the concierge service. And again, it says a lot to me. Like when I see something like this, like to me, American Express really believes in Jamaica, and they believe in the demographics and their marketing research that they've done. And again, another indication of where Jamaica is heading, and the country is heading in that sense. So I thought that was pretty cool. Ash says, hence why I think residential real estate isn't for Jamaica, even though people can stop paying their rent anywhere in the world. It's even worse in Jamaica as government is slow with everything. I mean, we are, if that's your opinion, fine. And I can understand that in terms of, perhaps you've had a frustrating experience and you're speaking from experience here. But I will say, so it's like things are moving forward and things are moving at a faster pace than prior years. And could it be faster? Could it be more efficient? Heck yes, of course, absolutely, 100%. But things are moving forward and things are happening. And I think it's important to recognize that and also support it, yes, but then also see the handwriting on the wall, if you will. And if you can put yourself in a position to take advantage of this in the sense of making a good investment, and if you look at it as a good investment opportunity, then you could be in a very, very good position in 5 or 7 years from now. So just something to take into consideration with how things are moving. And as I was saying before, it does seem like the government in a big way is taking in high consideration the working class Jamaican, the person who's I don't know if I would call it middle. I was gonna say middle America, but the middle income Jamaica, working class people. We'll just leave it at that. Kalwal says there's history. I'm assuming he's talking about the Little Bay situation. There is definitely a history there. Jeff says the one major thing needed in Jamaica is land reform. Too many large parcels where owners do nothing. Government needs to start allowing this land to be made legal for housing. Well, the government is the biggest landowner as far as I know, and they are like even in Hanover, probably thousands of like Hanover, Negril, like thousands of acres of government-owned land that I think is a great opportunity for development. Great opportunity. Shane said, "Would Duckett Spring Westmoreland be a good area to invest in?" I have no idea where that is, Shane. If you could let me know. Jay Fitz says, "I." Oh boy, am I frozen here? Okay, sorry, I can't get. Oh, there we go. The comment came up. Okay, Jay Fitz says, "I don't understand real estate laws in Jamaica, but how is it possible for squatters to get utility services? A lot of times they take it off the right off the line. That's what I know." Jeff Holman says Canada best is either Scotia Gold Amex or Amex Cobalt. What's going on, Suzette? Good to see you. Thanks for joining. Thanks for being a channel member. Definitely appreciate that. Jay Fitz says Amex fee in the United States is $695. Sorry, not $750, $695. So $500 is a better deal. Yeah, but I think there are different limitations with that though. With the international Amex, I forget what that is. I follow the points guy, and this guy always breaks things down. Really awesome. Um, yeah, there are different benefits there, and it's very, very slight. It's very, very slight. Okay, Sema says the connection is robotic again. Hopefully it's okay now. I hope that doesn't mean we're gonna get kicked off soon like last time. I'm just trying to see myself. Okay, looks like I'm okay. Okay, looks like I'm okay. Good, 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 good. All right, where are we now? Let me pull up these articles. I think we got through all of the articles that I wanted to go through. Yeah. Yeah, that's everything. That's the agenda for today. Just realizing. But yeah, like I think this was good. I hope we learned something today in terms of and kind of continuing to build a picture and get an understanding of like kind of where things are going here. And in no way am I saying like this is all rainbows and butterflies or anything like that, but things are moving along. Things are starting to develop. And like I've been saying, like I've never seen this level of development happening in Jamaica, in Negril, I would say, and this level of money coming into this community, into my town. So it's cool to kind of see, and kind of cool to kind of be in this mix. And I really do feel like we're in a great position as a town and as a community, but we need to continue to advocate for just basic things. Somebody brought up earlier the need for water infrastructure, electricity infrastructure. I brought up the waste management. Well, I was talking more so like a tertiary treatment plant, but as I say waste management, I'm also thinking even the garbage collection. I was in a meeting last week, and we were with, I won't say who it was, but we were in a meeting and we were just talking about the just the need for the town of Negril to be cleaned up and the importance of that, and just unfortunately how embarrassing it can be at times, when the verges aren't cut and the garbage isn't being picked up. So it's all these things as a community we need to continue to advocate for them, and to really seek representation, because that continues to be something that is kind of difficult for us to do as a community, because we are in our own jurisdiction. We don't have direct representation in parliament because we sit between two parishes, and our our mayor is Lamar. We're here in Negril, and so it's one of those things I think we're gonna have to start to. We've already started, I should say, but become our own municipality of sorts, because the amount of money that we are generating as a community and as a business community, it's not proportional to how much is being reinvested into our community by any means. And if you live here, do business here, you understand, or at least should have some understanding of kind of why that is, when we believe that it is because of the lack of representation. Sorry, I saw that I was breaking up. Sorry about that. Yeah, we're gonna have to fix this Wi-Fi at some point. All right, let's get to some comments, and I'm gonna start closing out here. Kurt says there's so much money in the diaspora that we could buy the country back. Stop waiting for government to do everything. Absolutely. I'm a firm believer in that we are the ones that we lead, the government follows. And I think there are a lot of good examples of that. So, Princess Hotel, they're building the biggest hotel in all of Jamaica. What does that do? It forces talks about bypass roads. It forces talks about investing in building, reinforcing the infrastructure of roads, of water, sewage. Same thing, as soon as when the Little Bay situation development starts going, $3 to $5 billion US dollar development coming. That's going to force the government to do more investments the in the infrastructure again. So absolutely, I 100% believe that, Kurt, that we are the ones who, private sector that is going to have to lead and to do something to be the change that we want to see, in a sense. Seamus says, what's the target demographic for Sunshine Village, and are there apartments available? I do believe there are demographics. I would say the apartments are already existing, excuse me, and they're owned privately, from what I understand. Like, everybody has their own title and their own privately, but the plaza itself is being refurbished, and that is what I would say is the exciting part. And so, uh, I do, you'd have to go like the owners. Maybe you could look it up, but I just saw one on Facebook. That's how I found out about it, as a matter of fact. And um, I want to say you can those apartments are there. Might be one or two that is available for sale, but I can't speak to specifically if there are. If I find out, I'll let you know. Leon says, Throp, tell of the renovations process. I saw a 4 and 8 unit upgrade with AC and new windows. We were You're done by ThropX 2023. The rooms you've blocked out for the event, etc. Additional activities. Renovations process. I think you're talking about travelers here. So we are doing our cottages. I'll show that video in a second. But we are doing our cottage renovations, and we have 14 bungalows that we're converting into cottages. And so we are in the process of doing, I think, the last 4, if I'm not mistaken, right now. We at least have 2 of the cottage bungalow buildings that are being refurbished. And so the rooms, and yes, we have rooms blocked out. And I just want to remind everybody, if you're coming to ThropX, we have rooms specifically blocked out for ThropX attendees. So you can, when you call in or you should send an email, make sure you let them know that you're coming for ThropX, because we have an allocation specifically for you, and also you get a discount. I also want to make mention that Shirella Inn and Negril Treehouse are our partner hotels as well. So if you, we're probably going to be booked out soon here at Travelers, and so, and also, if you want to stay there instead of Travelers, like, no problem, you get a discount as well. They are offering discounts there as well. So feel free to book with them. Great locally owned small hotels. You're supporting Jamaicans. You're supporting the local economy, and definitely, definitely great hotels. So, and we have more hotels that we're talking with, that we are hoping to have come on board as well. I'll play the cottage video in a second for you, Leon. Julia for Justice. And tourists may be disturbed by neglect/dogs. I support Montego Bay Animal Haven, and then we also have the Negril Spay and Neuter Clinic here as well, which they do a great job for this community, and the dogs and cats here. Good point, Julia. Shane, thank you. I'm not sure, and the fact that it's not on the radar for you has helped me. Is there a list of areas that are available in regards to the best area to live in Westmoreland? No, yeah, you're one of many people who have asked me this. No, I don't know of a list. I don't know of a list, but that would be nice to have that breakdown. I know what you mean, or even like, you know, best places in the sense of like breaking down what each of these little locations has to offer, and also what it's like, what you may be looking for as a buyer or somebody looking to retire. Like, these are the advantages, disadvantages of living here, living there, sort of thing. Jay Fitz, I called to book a room about 2 weeks ago for ThropX and was told that the hotel was booked out. However, the website showed availability. No, we have rooms available. I know there was a miscommunication with some people. You're not the first person to say that, Jay Fitz, but we have rooms available for ThropX. Just let them know. And if you booked already, let me know. Like, I mean, through the website, because you may be paying like the website price and not the discounted price for ThropX. But let me know. But we do have, I know for a fact we have rooms still available, and I will be more than happy to clear that up for you. You booked a room for the website and you're not sure if you got the ThropX rate. Yeah, okay. So if you can connect with me, just shoot me an email and I will check that for you and make sure that you got the ThropX rate. Sorry about that, Fitz. Rockman says, "Bless up from Francavilla Alamore, Italy. Awesome. Where the similarities with Jamaica are oddly similar." I've heard that. You're not the first person to say that. Yeah, about Italy and Jamaica. That's pretty cool. Pretty interesting. All right, let's see if we could play this cottage video. So this is the upgrades to, I don't think I showed the old cottage, but the bungalows. But this is the upgraded one, if I can find it. I hope I still have it here. Oh yeah, I got it here. Let me just check these comments and we'll get over there. Hey, what's going on, Joe? You caught the live. Awesome. We're about to show the cottage video. Mrs. B, good to see you. All right, let's show this cottage video and it'll give me a quick break as well.
Hello everyone, thanks for joining the tour today, and we're going to be taking a look at the newly renovated bungalows, or otherwise now known as the cottages, which we've gone through about half of them so far. And we're looking at cottages number 4 and 8 at this time, and this is just a view of the balcony. We changed the entrance from being in the middle, and so if you are familiar with the property, there used to be an entrance for 2 rooms in one of these bungalow housing structures, and now each bungalow, each room has their own entrance to the side and a little bit more privacy as well, because we split the balconies. So you don't necessarily have to talk to the neighbor if you don't want to, but you can of course go around if you would like. And moving into the room itself, these are brand new beds and frames and new design with the throw pillows and the standard pillows in the back there. And then you can also see the kitchenette unit that we renovated, and we'll get to in a second. Also, we added a working desk with a charging station, so you have USB and also Type-C there as well, right below the television. And that's for anybody who wants to get some work done, especially those work from home people. And this is a wider view of the room, and I just want to make note of the AC, because these used to be fan cooled rooms, and now we got rid of the louver windows, and so now it's completely sealed up, if you will, with, as far as the windows go, brand new windows. And also want to bring attention to the ceilings. So the ceilings used to be flat, and now we brought them up to an apex to give a little bit more room and make it feel a little bit more spacious, but still maintain the coziness. And also bringing some more attention to the far right corner of the kitchenette that we have, and we'll get to that in a second, and also the newly renovated bathroom. So we basically gutted this entire place. Even the floor tiles are brand new as well. And this is another angle of the bed, and just want to bring some attention to the LED bed frame, as well as the embedded nightstands and lamps, and another view of the kitchenette, I should say. And as you can see, it has basically all the utensils and tools that you might need to cook a meal. Included is a mini fridge there down on the left, and a hot plate, coffee maker, ice bucket, all the knives and utensils that you may need to feed a small family. Not necessarily Thanksgiving dinner, but you can definitely chef it up in there, especially if you're staying for an extended period of time. This might be a perfect type of accommodation for you. And that essentially is the kitchen. And now moving on to the bathroom. And as I mentioned before, like floor to ceiling, new floor tiles, new ceiling tiles. Got the LED frame around the mirror just to give a little bit more lights. We changed out the square louver windows for the ship window, I guess you can call it. And we got the rainfall shower head and the glass frame shower door. Even the towel holders, those are all new. And again, trying to bring together everything in the room, the kitchenette, and to complete the cottage experience, if you will. So very happy and proud of how this was done, and really wanted to give a modern look and feel to this new room category, the cottage. And so also with this wider angle, want to bring attention to the closet. So you got some drawer space there, and you got some hanging space as well, and your safe, of course, and the ironing board is on the other side in between the closet and the window there. And yeah, another angle of the room, and also want to bring attention to that long standing mirror there, so full frame mirror. And that essentially is the bungalow, and this is kind of our way of paying homage to my dad and where he started from with this hotel, Travelers Beach Resort. Started right with one bungalow and grew to the 60-room resort that Travelers Beach Resort is now. And my dad hasn't seen it as yet physically. I think he's seen pictures and everything like that. So just want to share this renovation with you all. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. So back to our regularly scheduled program.
right, and that's our bungalow. So that's the renovations that we were talking about earlier, and we are going through another round of those, so to speak, and those should be done in a few weeks, and then all of them should be done, I think. All right, let's get to some of these comments. Holmes is saying, hit the like button. I agree with Natalie. Please listen to Natalie. Does help out a lot. Helps out tremendously, actually. Jay Fitz, email, send it to me. Send it to throp@thropmedia.com. Jay Fitz, and I will take care of that. Donna Bryce asks, have the renovations to the bathrooms by the restaurant deck been completed at Travelers? Yes, they have. Maybe I need to do a video on that one too. They're pretty nice. I really like them. Really, really proud of them. So those are complete. Leon says, see the move. You can watch her Throp interview as well as see her expertise on Negril real estate. Okay, let you guys talk. Joe says, I have a suggestion for the cottages. So when I was in Jamaica last week, it was difficult for me to get work done with my second monitor. Without my second monitor, I think it would be nice to offer a second monitor. I think a second monitor is great offering for people who are doing extended stays. Not a bad idea. Oh, not a bad idea. Okay, we'll definitely look into that. Maybe we can have them at the front desk or either for rent or something like that, or maybe you can request it and we can set it up in the room if you need. But I know what you mean. I know what you mean. A second monitor, it does help with productivity. Donna Bryce says, I know that your family leases the gift shop at Travelers and the owner is very nice. I wish the shop showcased Jamaican quality products. Belcourt preserves. I know Scotch Boys is available. Yeah. Tisha Throp, I recently sent you an email. Hope to hear back soon. Another great live. Okay, I have to check on that. I am backed up once again with correspondences and email. I'll take a look and make sure I respond to that. Thanks for the reminder. Okay, I think we're about to close out. But before we close out, we of course got to do just a couple of updates on ThropX. As promised earlier, I think we're definitely gonna do, and I've been promising this email from when I know, but I think we're definitely gonna do a mass email, and not mass email, but an email with just like all of the people that we've been getting as speakers, and just like release names. Like I know last year we did like a slow release, like week after week we released 1 or 2 names, but I think this week we're just gonna release a bunch of people who we have confirmed that we are really excited to have coming on board for ThropX this year. And for those of you who don't know, ThropX is my annual Jamaica investment conference that's taking place from November 13th to 17th. And I'm going to show you the video shortly, and then that's how we're going to close out. So yeah, let's play that real quick, and then we will close out today's live stream. And also remember to hit that like button.
Hey.
There's been so much interest in the economic boom that's been happening in Jamaica, both on the investment side and also as a place to move to. Let me tell you about a conference that might help you with this stuff. ThropX is a 5-day Jamaica investment conference that takes place from November 13th to November 17th at the beautiful Travelers Beach Resort in Negril, Jamaica. This includes 2 full days of expert panel presentations on all aspects of moving to and investing in Jamaica. This includes the brightest minds in the Jamaican real estate market, certified financial advisors from the most prestigious financial groups in Jamaica, banking professionals from the most esteemed banking institutions in Jamaica, among others. If you are thinking about moving to Jamaica, this conference is the perfect opportunity to have direct access to not only individuals who have achieved your dream of moving to Jamaica, but you'll also be among like-minded conference goers who are also trying to move to Jamaica. In addition, there will be 1 full day dedicated to touring both residential and commercial real estate for sale in the greater Negril area to give you a tangible idea of the real estate landscape in Jamaica. There will be exclusive properties for sale on this tour that you will not find listed anywhere else. If you are even remotely considering moving to or investing in Jamaica, this is the conference for you. This is the best way to dip your toe in the water of figuring out whether Jamaica is the right place for you to invest and to live. For more information, please visit ThropX.com and join our mailing list. I look forward to seeing you in November.
Alfonso said, I went clubbing last night, just checking in. I hope you had a good time, man. I hope you had a good time. Nice to have you. Nice to have you as usual. This Perfectly Imperfect asked, is the conference recommended for solo travelers? Absolutely. I think, man, last year, I want to say like 80% of the people who came were solo travelers to ThropX. And then everybody, maybe not 80%, but definitely the majority of people who they came by themselves. So definitely, and yeah, we started out at like a lot of solo people, but then like at the end, like everybody came together, and I said this before, like we like felt like a family after hanging out, because it's just all like-minded people who are part of the Throp community, thinking about doing the same thing and dreaming about doing the same thing. So it's really nice. So if you come by yourself, you definitely won't be by yourself when you leave. So yeah, I guess we're gonna leave it there. We will Thursday. Yeah, we will. Actually, I don't know. Thursday is my brother's birthday, so we might not be able to do the live stream. Maybe we'll do the live stream on Wednesday. So we'll get a live stream in this week for sure. It might not be Thursday, but I'll let everybody know in the community with the community post. So nice hanging out with you all on Sunday. Leon, you're right. We did make it to the 2-hour to the 2-hour time period. We kind of kept it on time today, which is cool, but always happy to go over if necessary. Wishing everybody a great week this week, and I will see you sometime later in the week. Talk to you soon. Peace.